Hey guys, Be Twice here. Today is Saturday, July 24th. Hope everybody is having a good weekend. Today we're going to be going over my favorite setups for these upcoming weeks. It does not mean I think they are going to rip this week. It just means I think they are good buys on dips, or possibly even right away. And looking at August through September as possible timeline for the price targets of some of these. The reason I say August through September is because my very first pick is going to be Walmart. Walmart, I've been preaching for weeks. For weeks, I've been saying, hey, it's going to break out of this downtrend and we're going to be going up to 150 a share. So let's look at what I am seeing. Basically, we popped it for a one, we pulled back for a two, and then we popped it for a one, pulled back for a two, and we're coiling. So my last update, I showed that we were coiling. We had this triangle, the in between strong support, which was this red line, and strong resistance, which is this other red dot line, and that we're trying to get out of there. In my last update, I also talked about how the RSI was coiling. So what am I seeing? We've broken out of the RSI. So we've broken out to the top side, and now it's acting as support. So hopefully we don't break back beneath. And I'm thinking that we're going to launch, and maybe we even finally see this move this week because we're trying to break out. We keep getting stuck at this 140-250 range. On Friday, I tweeted that it had broken out because I thought it did, and then ultimately it got rejected and came back in. So we really need to break this 140-250. If she gets to 143, she's going to scream, and I'm thinking that we're going to hit this 150 price target here within these next few weeks, probably before earnings. So there's my first pick is Walmart. If you're not already long Walmart, I would suggest it. But if you're going to play options, buy time. Okay, so we'll look at Airbnb second. Let me zoom in on this one. All right, so one of my subscribers had uh, made me aware of the fact that Airbnb was getting pretty beat up again, and looked like it could be time for another look at buying it. Ultimately, I ended up getting in this week because I saw this ABC move to the downside that showed me, hey, we have our two bottom. It's in. Our bottom was 131, and now we are in a five-wave impulse up for a one. I missed this initial move up, but I see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've topped for a one. So what do I see happening right now? We're in this back downslide. We came down for an A at this 38.2% retracement. This is where I made my entry because I was going to buy time on my position anyways, and I just didn't want to wait, and I didn't want to miss the move up because I think it's going to be a powerful one when it happens because my price target is 155 a share. So I got in here. I'm hoping we pull back more because I only bought half my position. Why did I only buy half my position? Because I'm pretty sure that we're still going to come down here at like this 135 range, and if I could get in with the rest of my position at 135, then I've averaged in, and that's what I'm hoping to do. I won't be upset if we end up just flying and I don't get in with the rest of my position. But what could we be seeing? So we have an A, we have a B, and we're going down for a C. We technically could have already bottomed for our C here. I don't think so, though. I do think we're going to head a little bit lower. I think either we're going to retest this 38.2 again, maybe we'll come down to the 50%, which is like 136, or maybe we'll even go as low as 135 depending on the state of the market. But either way, Airbnb over this next month or two should rally. I think we're probably going to see 155 sometime by mid-August, and then from there I would expect our wave 5 will probably hit sometime in September, and that should be in the 160s. So Airbnb is my second favorite pick for this upcoming week. All right, so we're gonna look at Disney. I still really like Disney. I think it. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't rally as hard as the rest of the market did towards the end of the week. I've been in Disney since somewhere when we were breaking out of this downtrend line. But what am I seeing, and why is it one of my favorite picks again? Now with Disney, I do like having time if you're playing options, or just buy shares because this is what I see is going to happen. I think we're going to make the move up for this wave 3 this week. I think we'll see it back in the 180 range. But what ultimately is going to happen, I think it's when we hit this resistance up here at this 183 range, we're going to get rejected, come down, catch some support, rally back up to 155, or excuse me, 185. And then ultimately from there, we're going to be in a higher degree one, and then we're going to backslide to down here. So if I'm playing options, what I would probably do is either A, buy time, or B, wait until we pull back down for this two, because the intermediate range price target is going to be $200 a share. We might not see that till the end of August or September, but ultimately I do think we'll get back into this 180 range this week. So I think long-term Disney's a good buy. I think it's going to be seeing 200s, 220 plus sometime this calendar year. But it's not as common to see Disney make these massive runs unless it has a really good earnings blowout. If it has a really good earnings blowout, then maybe we'll see, above 200 right after we hit earnings or something like that. But either way, I do really like it. It is one of my favorite setups right now, and I do think we'll be making this move back into the 180 range this week. Okay, so let's take a look at a new one, CHWY. I don't think I've covered CHWY before. I really like CHWY because I have a dog, and a lot of my neighbors are constantly buying stuff from CHWY, and they have really good customer service. But with that being said, I've really liked CHWY. I've been long CHWY stock for just about ever. I only add to my position. I do not even take profits because I do think it's going to end up being 2 to 3 times its current value sometime within the next 2 years. So I do buy on downtrends, or if they have really good earnings and then get abused because of it, I add to my position. Like last earnings, they sold off for no reason in my mind, and I was buying immediately because they had great earnings. They had basically warned people of a labor shortage. Well, guess what? There's a labor shortage everywhere. I'm an engineer by trade, and we deal with the labor issue on a daily basis. So like, the fact that it's selling off because of that, I thought was stupid. And I was like, well, just give me the shares then, because I will gladly take them. With all that being said, what I'm seeing is that we bottomed for a 2 back here several months ago, and that we had an impulse up for a 1, and we've pulled back for an ABC move, ABC to the downside for a 2. So right now I see us in a wave 3. We've popped up for 1. I'm going to be looking to go long options on a backslide. I want to see a clear 3-wave move to the downside. So if the market gets beat up a little bit and it can bring CHWY back down to this low 80s range, that's going to be a gift buy. Really anything I think below 82 is a great buy zone. But if we can get down to 80 or even slightly less, that'd be huge, because I see us in a wave 3 right now. And when we do finally bottom for 2, we'll be in a wave 3 of 3. It's going to be a massive rip. And I see us going back up to this $100 price target sometime before the next earnings. So it may even happen. It may even happen over the next couple weeks, depending on the state of market. So with that being said, I will be watching CHWY. I like the stock for a long-term hold. Shares are a good time to buy at any point in time. I would buy shares today at 86. But if I'm looking to go in options, which I am, I'm going to wait for an ABC move to the downside, because that's going to tell me it's a wave 2 bottom. And I'm going to be looking for the move on the wave 3 of 3. Okay, so AMD. AMD's been another stock that I've been talking about now for weeks, and I've been looking for it to get up to all-time highs. And I still do think they're coming, but I want to talk about what kind of moves I think we're going to see from it this week and where we could potentially be going, especially because earnings are coming up. And I think earnings are going to give us a great spot to buy, because I do think that there's a good chance it's going to sell. Even though they're going to have really good earnings, they'll probably warn of the chip shortage, and they'll probably sell off a bit. And I think we're going to get another area to enter, and that's why I have it as a pick. Just to go over what my actual price target is right now, I do think ultimately our wave 3 is going to take us up to this $106 range. But basically what I'm seeing is that we've bottomed for 2, we've popped up for 1, we've pulled back for a 2, and now we're working on this wave 3. So I don't know where our wave 3 is going to end. I don't think it has ended yet. I don't think this slight retraction right here was our 3 to 4, and that we're looking for 5. I think right now that we're looking for 3. So we'll probably go a little higher early in the week. I think we'll get a little bit of a backslide. We're going to have another rally up, which might be an earnings day rally or something like that. And then ultimately somewhere around $95 a share, I think we're going to hit some resistance, which is right where we did up here. I think we're going to sell back down. Now, what I'm going to be looking for to enter for options, like I said, I'm long AMD. I have the shares. So if it does get a big move off options, I will get paid. Now, if I'm looking to enter for options, I'm going to be waiting for a 3-wave move to the downside and looking for somewhere between 38.2% retracement to 60% retracement for this wave 2 bottom, which I'm thinking is going to be somewhere in this range of 88. But we need to see the top first. So I'll be covering this stock throughout the week. I'll be putting it on my daily videos, and I'll be looking for this entry on options, and I will even tweet it when I do make my entry on options on the stock, because the next move that's going to go higher is going to be this 106 rip. I'm hoping that we do backslide on earnings. Well, why would I be hoping for that, considering I'm holding shares? Well, because there's an ability for me to make more money. If we sell off on earnings, I can then buy these options for betting on it to go to the hundreds. For cheaper, because the volatility will have already been killed. So that's why I'm kind of hoping that there will be a post-earnings sell-off, so I can be greedy and buy the dip on a 3 swing to the downside, looking for AMD to go into the hundreds sometime next month, or maybe even in September. I do really like AMD long term. I think it's going to have strong growth potential. I think that in the chip market themselves, they're starting to gain market share. So maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. But I still really like AMD, and I will continue preaching the stock in the near future, as I have been for weeks now. So yeah, I think that's all I have pretty much for today. If I come up with any more charts to look at or any more favorites this weekend, I'll go ahead and put up a video. If you guys like these videos, go ahead and hit a like and subscribe. All right, thanks, guys.